Welcome in to the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com. This is for Saturday, July 2nd, and we're going to take a look at the late pick four on the Summit of Speed Day at Gulfstream Park, and that includes a couple of graded stakes races, starting with the Grade 2 Smile Sprint and the 10th for 3-year-olds and up, going 6 furlongs, and you've got a Kentucky Invader, Limousine Liberal in there, a couple for David Jacobson, and favorite down on the inside. Who did you go for, Jim?
I got to go with Kentucky Invader. You know me. Limousine Liberal looks awfully good to me in this spot. I think he comes out of a couple of tougher races at Churchill, and obviously ran in the Breeders' Cup Sprint last year here at Keeneland. And I liked him at Churchill a couple of weeks ago, and he got beat by a head by Alsvid. Almost got there, and he was 3 wide. I think he gets a better trip this time from the 3-hole, and I think he's got enough positional speed, possibly get the lead. I don't know if Delta Bluesman is going to go with him or not, but Delta Bluesman is going to be the favorite. I think Limousine Liberal has just faced a little tougher competition, and if he repeats his Keeneland Sprint win in the Optional 62,000 here in April, I think he wins this. Hopefully, and gets his Grade 2. Chief Lion, the 5, would be my second choice for David Jacobson. I like those. The fact that he went to Penn National and put up a 102 buyer and then came right back at Belmont and fired a 100 buyer. So that's, to me, that verifies the Penn National number when he won by 9 1/4. On the other hand, Delta Bluesman, I'm not sure that those Monmouth numbers, the 102 buyers, are correct because he took such a big jump up, and Navarro's tough, and Delta Bluesman, you can't leave him out. But I'm going to take Limousine Liberal on top of Chief Lion and Delta Bluesman, and obviously if you like Delta Bluesman, you've got to like 83, who ran second to him. So David Jacobson has another shot in here. So I think Limousine Liberal is my pick. Nice little race for 7 horses, though.
Yeah, it is. I ended up going to Chief Lion, and I'm with you. I think Limousine Liberal's faced better fields than this in his last 2. But I like how Chief Lion has improved since moving into Jacobson's barn, and I like the fact that he's drawn outside the other speed, which is in the 1 and the 3-hole probably primarily here, and I think he's going to be well positioned. And I'm going to give him a slight edge, but I would certainly have to use Chief Lion, Limousine Liberal, Delta Bluesman in the pick 4, and maybe even 83 as well. The 11th race is not graded, but it is a stake, the Bob Humphrey Turf Sprint. It's 5 furlongs on the turf. I think 2 Successful Natives certainly the favorite. I'm going to try to beat him with a recent Mike Maker claim. He's 23% off the claim, and he claims Shadow Rock. And this horse has 5 top 2 finishes at Gulfstream, so certainly likes the track there. I'm going to try to beat the favorite with Shadow Rock, but I want those 2, 3 and 2 in the pick 4. Do the Roar, Daring Kathy are the other ones that I like a little bit if you want to go deeper. But Shadow Rock's my pick for the win in the Bob Humphrey Turf Sprint. How about you?
We're on the same page here, except I like Successful Native a little bit better than Shadow Rock. But they would be my top 2 picks, and I would also use Daring Kathy and Do the Roar in the pick 4. Successful Native is 5 for 12 at Gulfstream, and got a perfect setup in the win on June 4th at this level in another $75,000 stakes race. Looks like the same kind of race. He was in the 1-hole that day, and he's in the 2-hole today. Looks like he'll sit off the speed and close, and this 5 furlong sprint's going to be a nice. They'll be bunched to finish. Shadow Rock for Maker has got a real shot, I think. Do the Roar is also 4 for 13 at Gulfstream, and Daring Kathy is 3 for 6 at Gulfstream. So all the horses that I'm picking are all the Daring Kathy is a mare running against the boys, and I think she's 3 for 6 at Gulfstream. So that would be my 4 top picks as well. Successful Native would be my pick because of the 5 wins at Gulfstream and the 5 wins at the 5 furlong distance. But I would go deeper in the pick 4 here with those 4.
12th race is the other graded stake. It's the Grade 2 Princess Rooney, 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares, and they'll go 7 furlongs. And you got a couple of Kentucky shippers in here, and Spelling again, Bird at the Wire. I had a real tough time coming up with a strong opinion here. Who did you land on?
Yeah, with Sheer Drama not running in this, it becomes a wide open race. I mean, I think she was going to scare off a lot of horses, but Spelling again is the one I landed on. I think the wide trip cost her the winning colors at Churchill on May 28th, and almost got there. And Brad Cox said that she ran well, and she just had she was 5 wide coming down the stretch, and she got beat by 3/4 of the length. Before that, she lost to Cavorting, she lost to Sheer Drama, she lost to Taurus. She's been running against awfully good fillies and mares, so I think she's my choice. Bird at the Wire, though, is the other class filly in here, or class mare that I would class filly. She's 4. She tackled grade 1 foes in the last 2, and she drops down to a grade 2. That's a pretty salty grade 2, but she was in the Madison, only got beat 3 1/4 lengths. Didn't run very well in Humana Distaff. Kind of gave it up pretty quickly, but look for her to bounce back here, and she'll be closing at the end. She does need a pace to close into, though. Concealed with a Kiss, the 5 is my sleeper in here because she may just get off to an easy lead and nobody may go with her, and she's cutting back from a couple of back-to-back wins at a mile. She goes back to 7 furlongs. If she can get off an easy lead, she may be tough to run down by either of the top 2. Kallik Star is my 4th choice in here, just at a price. I always throw Marty Wolfson in on these big days at Gulfstream. He seems to come up with a couple of surprises, and Kallik Star might be one in here. But Spelling Again is my choice over Bird at the Wire and Conceal with a Kiss.
Yeah, I'm using all those same ones you mentioned, plus one more. And I initially picked Kallik Star, and then I went to Bird at the Wire, and then I finally settled on Spelling Again, like you did. I think 7 furlongs to a mile may be her best distance, so I think that's working in her favor. And I like that she's drawn outside the speed in here, and coming out of tougher races and all of those reasons, I like her. But how I would bet this race, I would pay a lot of attention to the odds board because I don't think there's a real standout, so I wouldn't take a short price. Kallik Star is really working well and turning back from longer distances. I think is really dangerous down on the inside. Bird at the Wire coming out of much tougher races too. So I would use all 3 of those, plus Concealed with a Kiss and Kiss to Remember. So I would go 5 in here in the pick 4, and my win pick for the race is going to be Spelling Again. And but I would use her in an exact, probably just a box with Bird at the Wire, Kallik Star, and Concealed with a Kiss. Box those 4. The 13th race is a maiden race to wrap it up. I thought there were 4 horses in there that I thought the winner would be from among the 4. My win pick's Awesome Standard for Mark Casse, second time out, and a lot of times his horses are better second time out. So I think that's my win pick. But 7, 5, 9, 11, I want to use all 4 of those in the pick 4. So my pick 4 ticket, I'm going to start out in the Smile Sprint with the 5, the 1, and the 3. Then in the Turf Sprint, just the 2 that we both like, 3 and 2. Then in the Princess Rooney, I'm going to take 7, 4, 1, 8, 5. And then in the last race, 7, 5, 9, 11. So 3 by 2 by 5 by 4 for 50 cents. That would be a $60 ticket. How about you?
In the last race, I've got fairly similar to you, but a horse that you left out is one that intrigues me a little bit, and that's Unbridled Holiday, the 8. Out of Harlan's Holiday, they paid $420,000 for this colt. If you look at some of the others in here, there's not that kind of class in here, at least from a purchase standpoint. Don't know how good he's doing. Only got 4 or 5 works on here, but the last work was 48 flat for 4 furlongs, first out of 10. So I think you got to look at the back class there, the price that DP Racing paid for this colt. I would also use Knockout Ranger, the 11, who would be my win pick simply because he's already been out twice and run well and got money both times. He went off as a favorite twice at Gulfstream, once on the turf and once on the dirt. Epic Drama, the 5, is a good work tab for David Fox, and Awesome Standard, the 7, the one you mentioned. Cassie is 25% on maiden second starts. So those are the 4 that I would use in the last leg of the pick 4. So my pick 4 is $72. It's 135 with 2389 with 457 with 57811 for $72. If you want to leave off the 5 in the third leg, that would be my where I'd cut back to $48 and only use the 4 and the 7.
There are it's a big day at Gulfstream. There are some other stakes races. Only one other graded, and it's the Carry Back, and I think Awesome Banner is probably a single in there. It was for me. Up at Belmont, you've got the Grade 1 Mother Goose. You've got a couple of 2-year-old stakes, I think, at Churchill on Saturday. So some good racing around the country this weekend, and we certainly wish you best of luck with your wagers. And we're going to do a special Sunday podcast also here at KeenelandSelect.com for the Woodbine races that headlined by the Queen's Plate on Sunday. And we'll also take a look at some of the other graded stakes races up there on their great turf course. So that's coming up here at KeenelandSelect.com, Jim and I, with a special Sunday podcast on the Woodbine races. One other note on Churchill for Saturday, that's closing day, and that means the Pick 6 is a mandatory payout, And if it hadn't been hit by Saturday, there's going to be a lot of money in that pool. So that'll be Saturday night racing, a night card for the closing day of the Churchill meet. And you'll want to put that on your radar as well. That's the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.